Most UFC champions struggle after retirement.
Like this after being...
They either blow through their money or have no idea what to do when the fighting stops. But not Urijah Faber. Faber never won a UFC title, but still built a multi-million-dollar empire.
Oh, big knee!
Huge knee!
He's in trouble!
He's in all sorts of trouble.
Uriah trying to finish it right here!
While legends like Chuck Liddell and B.J. Penn saw their fortunes disappear, Faber turned his $9 million net worth into a gym empire, a fighter management company, real estate investments, and even launched brands. Oh, and his team produced 4 UFC champions along the way. So, how does a guy who never held UFC gold end up one of the wealthiest and most successful figures in MMA? Let's break it down. Before the bright lights and title fights, Faber was just a scrappy kid from Sacramento with big dreams and a bigger work ethic. Born May 14, 1979, in Isla Vista, California, Faber wasn't born into wealth. His parents were hippies, but not slackers. His dad was a civil engineer, his mom a school teacher. That combo of free-spirited mindset and strong discipline, it shaped who he became. Like many future MMA fighters, Faber found his calling on the wrestling mats. He wrestled for Lincoln High and later at UC Davis, where he became a 2-time NCAA Division I qualifier. He wasn't some standout Olympic hopeful, but he had something special: grit, drive, and a mindset that didn't break. While many of his teammates saw college wrestling as the final stop, Faber saw it as the beginning. After graduating, Faber could have taken the safe path. Maybe coach wrestling, get a regular job, but that wasn't him. In 2003, with no big-name contract and no real spotlight, he took his first MMA fight for just $200. And from the jump, he looked like a star in the making. He tore through the regional scene, stacking up wins and building a reputation as one of the most exciting lightweight fighters in the game. Back then, the UFC didn't even have a featherweight division, so Faber signed with the WEC. And that's when his rise began. In just his second WEC fight, Faber won the featherweight title by submitting Cole Escovedo. He became the face of the division, before McGregor, before Max Holloway, before Volkanovski. His wild style, relentless pressure, and laid-back California charisma made him a fan favorite. Women loved him. Fight fans respected him. Dana White saw a star. He defended his title against top names like Joe Pearson and Jeff Curran. But one name stood out: Dominic Cruz. More on that rivalry in a bit. Everything was going great until it wasn't. Faber's legacy in MMA is incredible, but also bittersweet, because when it came to UFC and WEC title fights, it felt like he was cursed. It started in 2008, when he lost his WEC belt to Mike Brown. One spinning elbow gone wrong, one counter right hand, and boom, lights out. He got a rematch 7 months later, but Brown beat him again, this time with Faber fighting through a shattered hand. He couldn't even throw a punch. Still, he went the distance, tough as hell. But another loss. Then came Jose Aldo, and that fight at WEC 48 was brutal. Aldo kicked Faber's legs into oblivion. His legs swelled up like a watermelon. He could barely stand. It was a massacre, but Faber never quit, and fans loved him for it. When the WEC merged with the UFC in 2011, Faber got a fresh start and a shot at UFC gold. He faced his old rival, Dominic Cruz, at UFC 132. The build-up was electric. These two couldn't stand each other. Faber was the cool Cali surfer type, Cruz the technical, sharp-tongued tactician. But Cruz had evolved, and in a razor-close fight, he beat Faber by unanimous decision. Then came another title shot, this time against Renan Barão for the interim title, and once again, Faber lost. Unanimous decision. Another chance slipped through his fingers, but the UFC didn't give up on him. Neither did the fans. In 2016, Faber got one last shot, another fight with Cruz at UFC 199. He was 37 by then, slower, older, still game, But Cruz dominated, and that was it. 4 UFC title shots. Now, this is where Faber separated himself from almost every other fighter. See, most fighters start thinking about what's next after they retire. Faber? He was planning while he was still in his prime. In 2004, 2 years before he was a household name, Faber opened Team Alpha Male in Sacramento. Most fighters barely make rent when they start. Faber opened a whole gym. It wasn't just a place to train, it was a factory for future champions. He built a team, a culture, and over time, Alpha Male produced stars like TJ Dillashaw, Chad Mendes, Joseph Benavidez, and Cody Garbrandt. His gym was making real money, his brand had value, and that was just the start. Faber didn't stop at the gym. He started a fighter management company, MMA Inc., helping athletes avoid the bad contracts and shady deals he'd seen his peers suffer from. He launched Torku, his own clothing line, got into supplements, co-founded Combat Culture, a lifestyle brand built for fighters and fans alike. Then there's real estate. While most fighters spent money on watches and sports cars, Faber was buying up Sacramento property. One commercial building he bought in 2006 for $315,000. He sold it in 2015 for over $950,000. Faber understood the game, and not just inside the cage. Another brilliant move? Faber leaned into media. He coached The Ultimate Fighter opposite Dominic Cruz in 2011, and his laid-back charm shone. Fans loved it. It helped bring the smaller weight classes into the spotlight. He started doing analyst work, launched his own podcast, built his media presence while still fighting. So when he finally did retire in 2016, he had already made the transition. No panic, no desperate comeback, just a smooth pivot into full-time entrepreneurship. In 2019, Faber came back for one quick fight, just to show he still had it. He knocked out Ricky Simon in 46 seconds. But that return wasn't about glory or paychecks. It was about brand building, staying relevant, reminding the world who the California Kid was. Urijah Faber's net worth? About $9 million, but the numbers don't tell the whole story. His fighters have earned over $25 million in UFC purses. Team Alpha Male generates 6 figures a month. His real estate portfolio includes 12 properties in California. He doesn't need to fight. He doesn't even need to be on camera. His businesses run themselves. While former champs are still taking fights at 42 just to pay bills, Faber is living proof that you don't need to be a world champion to win big in life. He built the blueprint. Start early, build your brand, create income streams, help others. Stay smart. Guys like Khabib, Henry Cejudo, and Francis Ngannou have taken pages from Faber's book, launching businesses while still competing. Faber was ahead of his time. He played the long game, and he's still winning today. So, yeah, Urijah Faber may not have won a UFC belt, but make no mistake, he's a champion where it counts most. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you want more deep dives into the smartest minds in combat sports.